Hello everyone, welcome back to Marian's World and the next page in my flower book. And I'll just say now that it was a bit of trial and tribulation because things went wrong that I had to put right. There was also a bit that had to be cut out because I was doing the rookie mistake of not having it in focus. So sorry about that if it skips over the first initial painting of the flowers, but the rest of it's fine and it all came out right in the end. So I hope you're going to enjoy my Bluebell page. I'm ready to start the next page in my flower book, which is here, next door to the foxgloves. And the ribbon embroidery was making me want to do more ribbon embroidery. However, this page is actually one of the ones that I've already bonded together with the final page. So I can't just do traditional embroidery on there because it'll show through onto my other page. I haven't got a back. And so I nearly changed my mind on what I was doing, but I just wanted to do the ribbons. So what I've come up with is I've got this piece of fabric which has already got the bonder web on the back ready for cutting out or sticking on or whatever else I was going to do. So I've cut that out to the size of my page, and I'm going to do what I wanted to do, which was the ribbon embroidery, and then when it's all done I'm going to iron it onto there. So the other thing to say is I've got all these bits of ribbons I've taken out of my box. Those of you with real silk ribbons are going to have such a better look than I'm going to get because I only have these polyester ribbons, and so I haven't quite got the right colour. This one is the perfect colour, but on this tiny little page it's just far too big. So I'm back to using colours that are not quite right, and I'll just amend them with either with the Inktense or paint right at the end. And so here I am ready to start, I think. And I think the first thing will be to actually lay in some leaves, which I'm going to do with this 4mm one. And I'm not trying not to make too much fabric on the back because I'm aware that this is going to get ironed on, so I want the least amount of ribbon on the back of here as I can get. So that's going to be fine. And then I'm going to come straight back down to where my clump is, and I'm just going to lay in a few. So make this one a ribbon stitch one. So I'm going to lie it in and actually going to pierce the ribbon with the needle. And if you've watched the foxglove video, you'll know that you can roll this ribbon up to leave a little loop, but on this leaf I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pull it all the way through, and it just sort of amends the end into a bit of a point, so I can start and get a little clump of leaves going. I'll put some on the other side, and then I'm going to change to a different ribbon. I'm going to make this the last one of this colour for the moment. I started laying in some grassy sort of ribbons, and I'm just using this little 2mm one, and I'm just letting it twist up as it wants to. I haven't necessarily done ribbon stitch, I'm just sewing it through and making sure again that I just work a tiny bit on the back. So I'm leaving the least amount of ribbon on the back of my work as I can get away with, and I'm just putting stitches wherever I like to sort of signify a grassy clump. And however the ribbon twists is fine for me. I'm not making it do anything particular. I want this one to be in front, so I'm actually going to come under there and down to the bottom. So I think I need my sewing threads as well for laying in the stem to get the curve of the bluebells. So I am going to come up here with my sewing thread and just leave it hanging, and I'm going to come up inside of here with this ribbon. So I want the bluebell stems to be coming from within the clump really, and I need it to be curving around here, and the way I'm going to do that is by twisting the ribbon. So I'm just going to twist my needle like this until that ribbon twists up like that. And now I've got a nice thin stem that I can use to curve. And now I'm going to start and use my sewing needle with the silk thread in, and I'm going to couch that down over the top. So there you can see my twisted stem. Lay it where I want it to be, and I'm going to use my needle and couch it down. Like that. I'll come up a bit further up. There, I've got a nice roll there, and I'm going to couch that one down. I just realised how dark it was, so I've gone and put my light on. There we are. You can see that that ribbon is being able to curve around. So I'm going to hold that bit there. In fact, I'll just take it down, I think. There we go. And now, actually that's worked better by taking that in. So now I can just drop that, pick up my needle with the thread in, and I'm just going to go up the stem and couch that down. I'm actually going to do that with another maybe 2 or 3 stems, and I'm going to work all the way down that stem. I've got the blue ribbon in my needle ready to do the flowers, and so actually I'm going to not attach the ribbon right up to my stem. I'm going to try and keep it away from the stem and then put the little stalk on afterwards with thread. And so here goes. So I'm coming up there, and I am again going to do the ribbon stitch. I'll hold it up to the camera. I'm going to hold the ribbon down, and I'm going to poke through the ribbon and let the ribbon roll back. And so the same stitch is hopefully going to give an entirely different effect because of the different colour and the different way I'm going to hang it on the stalks. Obviously the ribbon stitch here looks like foxgloves. The ribbon stitch here, I want the same stitch to look like bluebells. So I'm going to work my way right up to the top of the stem, but I'm going to make sure that every little bell hangs straight down. So lie the ribbon down through the ribbon and roll it up. And I am coming quite a way away from my stem. So I think that's going to add to the realism once I'm finished. I'm letting it roll and not crease up like I did on the foxglove. I want that roll to be really smooth, and just keep working back down the stem. Just want to make sure each ribbon is unwound so that I get that smooth curve. I'm just doing this as a bluebell that's not opened yet, and I think all I'm going to do is I'm not even going to do ribbon stitch. I'm just going to do straight stitches that are going to overlap and I'm going to just take them down just below and crossing over to make the shape of a bud. I make it wider at the bottom and leave the point on the top. I think I've finished the embroidery part of the page, and I've laid in some stitches with my variegated flower thread. So I think I'm ready to put the page into the book and finish it off. So I was thinking, shall I paint it first or shall I not? But I think I'd rather have it on the page before I do any painting. So it is going to be ironed onto there now, and it will bond just beautifully. And then I'm happy to be painting it. And then the magic will happen, because all of a sudden it'll be the real colours. I was just thinking as well that actually I would have been happy to do the bluebell embroidery with the pink, with the same pink as the foxgloves, because you do get pinky bluebells, and that little bit of pink would have probably been quite nice. So again, it's I try not to let not having the right things stop me from doing what I would like to do. Now I've got my Inktense here, and as I've said before, I used to use acrylic paint very successfully in just exactly the same way as I'm using these. I've got myself a little white saucer so I can just see what the colour is on top of the white. And I'm using just a combination of 2 or 3 of these colours until I've got that lovely purpley blue that I would like to have. And I'm just going to attempt to... I don't think I need any more paint at all. I also want the end of the stem to be purpley. Like that. Remember, the colours will definitely dry lighter. Just going to use just plain water, just the tiniest touch of... I think I don't want quite that blue, colour blue. I'm going to take some green. Give these some shade, so they're just not a flat colour. I know you can buy variegated ribbon, but this is my version of that. It's just painting it after the fact. Get a proper combination of paint, ribbon and stitch. I think I would like some green at the top of the bluebell bud. And I'll just paint these green as it's on top of the blue ribbon. To go one more time. That ribbon's almost dry already, so I am going to just take this extra purpley colour and I'm going to do right at the tops again. So I'm ready to do some final... Oh, I should have done... I need to do some final stitching, which I'd forgotten about. So I'm going to do it now, even though I've bonded it. I think I can manage, because I'm only going to be using a single thread. Going to use a single strand of this purple there, which I think will work really well. So I've got a knot on the end of my thread, and because I'm bonded already and I'd forgotten it, I'm going to hide the knot underneath the ribbon here, and so I'm going to go from one flower to the other, and I'm not going to come right through the back. I'm just going to slide my needle in between the pieces of fabric, and I just want to almost leave it loose, like a little like a little loop and go to the next one. The other thing is they do have sort of a little flick coming up. Try and get that on as well. As I've said before, it's these little extras that really bring an embroidery to life and give it a bit extra, even when you're working on such a small scale. It's worth putting these little pieces in. I'm sliding my needle right in the middle of all the fabric, so there's nothing coming through to that side, and I'm just going to put this little extra piece on. I like that. The little pieces sticking up as well are really good. So to finish off, I'm going to slide right up underneath, going to come up there, and I'm just going to stitch down again. I'm not even going to bother with a knot. Can you see the difference that that's made to the ones that have not had it? Just all adds to the effect that's trying to get achieved. So I'm going to do that again and try and leave that as a little loop like that, and put the little, hello Boo, put the little sticking up piece on and do that again. I'm just going to carry on sliding my needle in between both of these pieces of fabric and coming down onto the flower, the bell, back up to make the little, and try and just keep a loop, and then doing the little sticking up bit as well. I've definitely finished the bluebell embroidery now, and that little piece of purple going through there has definitely made a good difference, and I didn't even come through onto the back. So I just thought I'd make the page edge look pretty again, and I'm doing the same in and out that I did on the foxglove page, because this will be sitting next to it. I thought it would look nice. With a bit of embroidery around there has made a really pretty difference. I'm about to do my writing. I've planned it out. I've decided that I'm going to write, in ancient woodlands, bluebells carpet the floor. And that's the sort of way I'm going to do it. And oh, I keep getting asked what my pen is. It's a Stettler pigment liner, 0.5 nib. It's a permanent pen. It writes really well on the fabric. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh well, it just gives me an opportunity for doing it again. What a silly. Okay, leave it. I do it again. Just shows you things do go wrong. Okay, I'm just going to carry on with this bit. I can't believe I've just done that. What a sausage. Okay, I'm going to carry on, do the bottom and sort that out in a minute. Try not to spell this one wrong now. Dear me. Okay, time to make things right. It's a permanent pen, I can't get it off. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'm going to leave this one as it is. Well, luckily I still had a piece of this pink that I've just cut out of there. That's the same colour, and I'm going to iron it onto there, and I'm going to start again, and it'll be fine. What I'll say is it happens, and you just move forward and deal with it. It's not ruined. I haven't ruined my work. I just have to think, how can I carry on and not have not have such an idiotic spelling mistake on my page. And so I'm just going to cover it up, and I'm going to carry on as if it never happened. Okay, I'm back to square one. I'm going to keep my little paper there so I don't, hopefully, make the same mistake all over again. Was it you, Boo? Did you make me do it wrong? I nearly didn't put it in there. Okay, all written. So I'm now going to paint these in with my lovely colours again, and I think I'm going to use the same bluebell colour for the bluebells anyway. Got some green on my brush, and I'm just going to put the last bit of touches in my writing. So I've used the same purpley blue as the bluebells for the bottom part, and I'm using a brighter green than I would have, but it's because I'm going over the top of the pink. And not so much water because I don't want it to bleed past the lines of my writing. The main thing is to make it look like it was always supposed to be, like it is. I think I'm going to count that as done and just say that that's my bluebell page finished. And I hope that proves that even when you think something's gone wrong, or when something actually has gone wrong, like you've spelled the word wrong entirely, that don't give up. Just carry on moving forward. And I put that in my book. Yeah, that's gone really nicely in the fox with the next door to the foxglove page. I think by accident the two pages are actually really complementary with the colours. And if you don't tell anybody that I spelled ancient wrong the first time, I'll not tell anybody either. And I'm really pleased with it. It looks pretty. Only one more to go now. My goodness, can't believe it. Well, I'm pleased with how it turned out, even though I don't know what was going on. Forgetting to do a bit of embroidery, spelling a simple word wrong, getting the camera out of focus. Everything just seemed to be going wrong, but I'm pleased to say it all came out right in the end. So I hope you enjoyed watching that. And there's only one page left to go in this book, and I do know what the flower's going to be, and it'll be done in the technique of the primroses. So I definitely know that much, and I've got to amend the spine, so I'll be doing something with that too. So that will be next week, and after that I'll be able to make Wednesdays a time for other things that are going on, like the knitting and the quilt and things like that. In the meantime, Thank you everyone, and welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you for all your comments. I get to them a couple of times a week, so definitely keep sending them because I read every single one, and I'm over the moon that you're all enjoying watching my channel and enjoying seeing what I'm getting up to. Anyway, thank you everyone. Bye from Marion's World, and I'll see you with the next bird page, which, oh, I was nearly going to give a clue, but I think I won't. I think I'll keep it to myself till Sunday. See you later everyone. Bye bye.